Good morning, I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martich, and this is your outlook for September 6, 2017. For your Wednesday, we have a cold front that is draped over the region. This is the same cold front that came through last night, or ahead of which we had those strong to locally severe thunderstorms in parts of the area. And today we're not dealing with these strong thunderstorms. We're just going to be dealing with persistent showers and occasionally periods of rain. So expect that most of the day today. You will have some off periods, but not many in between. Most of the time it will be kind of showery and damp and dreary and drizzly. But then expect overnight tonight, mainly after midnight, we start seeing a little bit of an improvement as that cold front finally moves east. Or maybe a little area of low pressure moves along this boundary, a weak area of low pressure that keeps that rain going off and on pretty much most of the day today. So not like a real expectations of any breaks today going on. Again, as you get through the overnight, you might have another area of low pressure moving around that boundary that's going to kind of back channel some of the rain here and retrograde it a little bit. So we get into that overnight, but then I do think that pulls away overnight, and we have a much nicer Thursday. So let's get over the NAM high-res future simulator radar. Start this off at 8 a.m. Again, just showery stuff, hit or miss stuff early on, but then we get a little bit more of a concentration across Pennsylvania, less of a concentration across New Jersey until we get to the afternoon. But then you can see these just periods of rain and showers just rotating through and not really in any sense of urgency of moving eastward. And then we get into the evening, still much of the same thing here, maybe a few breaks here and there, but you can see rain continuing into late evening now. This is now 10 p.m., 11. You get some spotty showers left over here at 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. Finally, we start to get a bit of pull away as we head toward dawn tomorrow. So again, it's just a steady showers, just soaking rainfall all day, but nothing really too heavy noted. Maybe in southern areas down here at some point, but not. It's not really looking like it's an overall big deal today. Just a persistent showery type weather. Going forward from this point, again, Thursday is a clouds giving way to sun day, so we're not expecting any precipitation on Thursday except for something very, very early, and that would be wee hours of the morning type thing. But then that should come to an end. Clouds in the morning giving way to PM sun, and then we are mostly sunny. It looks like we'll call it partly to mostly sunny here on Friday yet, but then mostly sunny on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday should be a partly cloudy day. High pressure is going to be in control of our weather here on Saturday, and that's going to remain for the next several days. Here's a look at Sunday. Hasn't moved much. Still high pressure sitting over the Great Lakes here at this point. Here's Monday. It's sitting almost on top of us. At this point, you can see coming to the picture is the possibility of Irma. Now, a couple different scenarios with this of whether it's going to hit. We'll get into that in a second. So I don't want you to take anything beyond this. Take anything beyond this with a grain of salt. But if it does come up and make landfall somewhere either over Florida or the southeastern United States, it could be to our south here on Tuesday. Maybe we get into some remnant rainfall on Wednesday, maybe. But again, it's way too certain to understand what's going to happen with this without knowing the exact landfall point yet. So we'll get into that once we get into our 7-day forecast window and kind of narrow this down each and every day. But this is not going to be devastating effects in our area. We're not expecting a direct hit landfall or to pull Sandy and dig a left hook. There's nothing really. If you remember what happened with Sandy, you had an upper level low that was sitting up here in the eastern Great Lakes, and as Sandy was coming up here, it interacted with it and captured it and pulled us back in here. There's nothing sitting up here this time. So there's nothing to really drive that back into. Even if this does get up, stay offshore, it's not going to make a left hook into our area and give us a major hurricane. So that is chances of that happening are probably 1 in 1,000. So I mean, you can never say anything's impossible in the weather, but they're pretty close to it right now for that to occur. Some crazy things would have to happen for that to occur. Taking a look at the latest infrared satellite image again. This is a buzzsaw, folks. This is an amazing storm. I hate to use positive sounding adjectives to describe something like this, but this is just from the all of nature standpoint. This is absolutely perfect. However, this comes with consequences, and that's the downside of things. Here are the islands. As I'm recording this video tonight, it has not made landfall in the Lesser Antilles Islands. Virgin Islands are further west out in this area here. Might take a direct hit from this, and even further west than that is Puerto Rico. So by the time you're watching this video, it might be the morning. You might be we might be honing in on Puerto Rico this time, but you can see a definite west-northwest trend. Very circular eye here, and very nice structure around the eye wall. This is a Category 5 major hurricane. This is the highest it goes. There is no Category 6 because once you get beyond 157 miles per hour. Catastrophic destruction is widespread. It doesn't matter if it's 157 or 180, it just levels stuff. And that's what we're looking at. So devastation for these islands here. Some of these might be the proverbial wiped off the map type thing. You've heard that before. They might literally be wiped off the map in some cases, at least as far as the land features. Well, this is a rip up vegetation and everything. This is a very dangerous storm. A little better picture here on water imagery, water vapor imagery. You can see the islands a little bit better here, but these will probably already be passed by the time you're watching this video early in the morning. You can see the trend has been to take this more of a wet. It's going now more west-northwest. And you can see the ice has also started shrinking a little bit over time, and that's just the force that's going from it's basically a pressure gradient force that's working against this inner eye and just trying to constrict it a little bit. But this is just a sign of the intensity and the intense convection around the center here. These blacks here, these are very cold cloud tops that are keeping this thing really juiced up here. So as far as the track is concerned, we're going to take a look at that right now. If we get into the right image here, here we go. Taking a look at that. The official National Hurricane Center has this track has this just north of every one of these islands, including Hispaniola. Here's Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and then there is the island of Cuba. Takes it very close, if not over some of those islands, and then takes it unofficially, their official track takes it kind of like up here to southwestern Florida. We don't really agree with that track just yet. At least I don't. I mean, our gut feeling on this has to agree with them to this point until we get to the southern Bahamas, but we think it does more of one of these numbers, maybe on the eastern side, eastern envelope of guidance, and does something like this, and maybe heads up toward Charleston. And that's been my gut feeling for the last couple days. But you can see within their cone of uncertainty here, this goes out pretty far. That's definitely within their cone. But I really don't see anything down here south of Cuba or over Cuba. Less likely down here. We're also less likely to see it go out to sea. So we're going to take a look at this and see where it goes. Out to sea is still on the table. Eastern side of Florida, which is my preferred solution, is but still dangerously close to it, and close enough to obviously do some major destruction along the beachfront areas here from Miami northward. You know, going straight directly over Florida and coming up the heart of Florida like this is a possibility. West side of Florida, like the National Hurricane center of the cone track is, toward the Naples and maybe even the Tampa area, somewhere there. Maybe even the eastern side of the Gulf. That's still a possibility also. So a lot of different possibilities with this, where it can go. I think we're kind of honing in now where we're going with this. And again, we'll see if my gut was correct. But right now, even with that track, and if it does come into South Carolina, this is going to weaken significantly over the mountains. We might be left with some remnant rainfall in this area, and that's it. But maybe a little breezy. But we'll cross that bridge when we get here, and that would be until the middle of next week before we would feel any local impacts. But we'll be tracking this all the way through in the EPAWA Premium Forum. If you're not a member of that and you want to get part of that discussion, we're not going to do that in social media. We're going to do that in the Premium Forum. We don't want to do anything exciting, any panic or anything like that with possibilities that we're laying out there, which we do in very detailed fashion in that venue in the Premium Forum. I'm Eastern PA with Authority Meteorologist Bobby Marchich. That is our outlook for September 6, 2017. Have a great Wednesday.